So I want to get into, I know we're answering both her questions, but she talked about the difference. What's a leader
Versus a
versus a
controller.
controller? And I'll take a swing at that
Knock it out.
and try to
I
help that.
trust you'll knock it out the park.
I think that as a leader, you have to have a few things, and that's number one, you have to have empathy. You have to be able to be empathetic to understand somebody's, where somebody's coming from. You got to, and that piggybacks with, you also need to have perspective, be able to see things from different point of views, and see where somebody's coming from. And you also have to have the ability to sacrifice. And I heard this in a video, and I think it's a perfect description of a leader, of what leadership is. And leadership is not about being in charge. Leadership is about taking care of the people in your charge.
Say it again. Say
Leader-
it again in the camera.
Leadership is not about being in charge. Leadership is about taking care of the people in your charge.
Period.
It's about making sure that the people who you are leading are good and are protected and are cared for. And you have to be empathetic in order to do that. You have to be willing to sacrifice and put yourself on the line in order to make sure that they're good. You have to be okay with them taking the credit and wins and you taking the credit and losses and being responsible for those things. You have to take things on the chest. You have to be the one that's in the front sometimes that takes more of the beating to make sure that the person is protected. That's what leadership is. It's being in servitude of those who are following you, not being the boss or dictator of those who are following you.
Hey Dre, check this out. We don't ever do this. We don't ever do this. But when this episode rolls and you go to cut your clip, this is the clip. Okay? This is the clip. And when you cut it, send it to me so I can post it on my page too. Okay? This week I'm posting your clip. Okay? I'll post mine later. That's the clip. That's the clip. I only have one follow-up question to that. How is a leader able to be empathetic? How does a leader go about doing that? Like what do you think that involves or includes?
Like how to become more empathetic?
How to become empathetic to the people that are in your charge?
I think it's a mindset shift. I think coming into whatever position of leadership that you're going into. Because all I can think about is myself and how I got to the point to where I'm at versus how I've been in situations where I feel like somebody isn't empathetic. It's about your mindset and desire and intention going into the relationship. For me, it's like I wanted to be the best for Bree. I wanted to be the best man I possibly can be. I wanted to create the best environment that we lived in and create the best environment for our future kids and future and family and all that stuff. So I know going into that, it's not about me being right or her being right. It's us coming together and creating an environment that's healthy and just happy and fun. And that takes me listening to her and understanding what she needs and understanding what she wants. Because as a leader, I have to consider that because, like I said, it's almost in servitude of those who's following you. So I'm there to help her as she is there to help me. The times to where, and situations that we've been in even recently to where people who aren't empathetic at all, when I think of, all right, there's this person that I know that we talk about who's not empathetic to the people that they're supposed to be leading.
Yeah.
But then I think about that person's mindset. That person's selfish.
Yep.
That person always thinks about their self. They can care less about what they do and how it affects others and anything like that. It's a very one-sided relationship to where they are at the forefront and they think because they are the boss by title that they can treat people and act how the way they want it and you should bow down to them because of that. So I think it's that intention and mindset. And I want to say on the flip side, when the controlling part is that it's tough. It's almost like when you work a job. So it's like when you work a job, you work an entry level job, right? And you're really, really good at that entry level job. Let's say you're really good at that job. Then you get promoted to a manager. Now you're managing other people in that entry level job. Now, of course, you could do their job probably better than they can because you were at that position once.
Maybe, yes.
Yeah, you were in that position. The reason you got promoted because you were so good at that thing.
Yeah.
But what you have to now consider is that I'm not here by myself anymore. I'm now in a position to where I am overseeing and managing other people in this position. So although I would have did it this way when I was by myself, now that I'm in a position where there are other people that I have to consider, I need to operate a little bit differently. And that's the same as you transition from being single to being in a relationship as a man. It's like, I did things on my own. I was by myself. And this is how I operated. But now when I'm in partnership with somebody else, I need to behave differently and be more empathetic and be more caring, because I'm leading somebody else and in relationship and partner with somebody else. It's not about right or wrong. It's about empathetic and perspective. It's saying that I like to show up to the airport 45 minutes before my flight. You like to show up 3 hours before your flight. I'm not saying I'm the man. This is how we doing it because I'm the man. It's like, no. There's different perspectives now, and I need to consider, if you feel more comfortable showing up 3 hours early because of your anxiety and your paranoia, okay, I'm hearing you, I'm listening to you. 2.5, 2, can we meet in the middle? And figuring out what will make you feel comfortable, not saying I'm the man, I know this, I know what to do, don't worry about this, like I got this, I fly all the time, I ain't never missed a flight. Like that's not about that.
It's not about that.
It's not about you controlling or being right. It's you're in partnership with somebody now, and leading is being in servitude of the people who are following and making them feel comfortable, and in return they return that back to you if the relationship is right and what it's supposed to be.
Y'all, we can pack up if you would like. Miss Michaela, I think your name was. I don't need it. You don't need my advice. Dre is got it 100% down. That is a leader. The person you're dating is a controller.
And manipulator.
And manipulative and probably abusive. Thankfully, you only wasted 5 months. Or not a waste, because it's not a loss, it's a lesson.
Yeah.
And y'all have a good one. I'm out of here.